Hello, good night to you all. Good night. Welcome back to um, CDP Labs Day Services, of course. And of course, I do welcome you back. All right. And it was a pleasure teaching you last night. And I hope that those who did their English language sitting English exams, um, well, tomorrow it is actually. Tomorrow is the sitting English exam in the morning. And I believe in the afternoon you have your maths sitting English exam. Whichever way. But I just want to hope that you will do very well tomorrow. And of course, before we start the session, we'll pray first and to ensure that, pray you up and wish God's blessings upon you. So before I pray, I just want to let you know that this is an interactive session. We don't want it to be a monologue, but of course, I'm going to be going through pretty fast as well. But as I ask the questions, you could just drop your comments in the chat because I know that the YouTube channel has a delay feature to it. So of course, I will not necessarily wait on your responses, but feel free to put in your responses. Just want to ask that you share the link with your friends who are preparing for exams tomorrow, or family member who are preparing for the exams tomorrow. So just share the link with as much as persons as you can. If you're a new person to this channel, we ask that you will click the subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. Help us to build our subscription so that we can go live for other persons who needs our assistance. All right, so without any further ado, let us begin with prayer. Most kind and loving and heavenly Father, we give you thanks, dear Lord, for sparing our lives to live to see another evening. As we get into our final preparation session, I pray, oh God, as you be with this program, as you be with the students who are preparing for exams, those who are viewing on this channel and other channels and from other schools. I pray, dear Lord, that you help them to recall that which we have studied for a year long, a couple of months now, a couple of weeks now, a couple of days now. And I pray that this session will be a productive one for them. And may they be so prepared that they will be successful tomorrow. And as they see that distinction, they will know that you, O God, was the one who prepared them for it and gave them for success. So may you now take this opportunity, dear God, to glorify your name now in their success. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Right. So we're going to move into our first question right now. All right. So we're going to go to our first question now. And we stopped at question number 20 last night. So we're going to start off from question number 21. Remember, I'm asking you to share the link. Share the link, All right. Share the link with your friends, and so forth. Just share the link. All right. Just share the link. Just share the link. Share the link. Good. All right. So we're looking at question number 21. It says 24 bread rolls. And we all know what bread rolls are, right? It costs $4.08. 24 of them cost $4.08. And the question is, what is the cost per roll? Now, when you see the term per roll, the term per roll right here, per, it means what's the cost for each roll. Good. So if 24 rolls, and I'm going to put equal, the value of it is $4.08. You want to find what's the cost for one roll. And I can put box right here if you wish. Good. What's the cost of one roll? That's what we're being asked here. What's the cost of one roll? And remember now, you can put your answers in the chat, and of course, we'll and please identify yourself and where you're from. If you're from Jamaica, Um, to be it will be good to know where in Jamaica you're from. So in order to find the cost of one roll, they will have to divide the cost of 24 rolls by 24. That would be right. So that was here. So it's $4.08 divided by 24, and we have 17 cents as our answer. So the answer then, that means we are saying then the cost of one roll is 17 cents. So you divide the $4.08 by 24 to find the cost of one roll. All right. So the answer is 17 cents. All right. So usually we have our weekly classes for registered students where you know students are really challenged to do work. We don't just go through questions and answers like that. That's not our teaching style. But because we're using it as a revision session, we're just going through the possible questions, which of course you may see them in the exam tomorrow. So let's see how we go about doing it, right? Okay. So we're gonna move now to question number 22. Now, sometimes students will get confused with a question like this. Good. You get confused with a question like this. Good. Now, it says 31.9 times 100 divided by 10. So I'm going to experiment. I love to experiment. I don't know about you, but I love to experiment, right? So if I have 31.9 times 100 first, and when you're multiplying by 100, just add two zeros. So you move the decimal point up, two places to this direction. So this is equal to 3190, because I'm moving two places. Now, we must now divide by 10. So if we divide this by 10, then naturally you'll have 390 left, which is C. But question now, what if I divide 100 by 10 first? Would we get the same answer? Let's look at that. So 10 divided by 100, 10 divided by 100 is actually 10. And then now, so you divide 100 by 10. You're going to use that 10 now that you get. So remember, 10 into 100 is 10 times. Use the 10 we'll get now, multiply it by the 10 right here. So this multiplication sign is here. So we end up getting CM 390. So it doesn't matter which one you do first. Whether you want to do division first, multiplication first, doesn't matter. Same answer we arrive at, right? The answer is 390. So let's erase this now. All right. So we'll go to question number 23 now. So this is a bag of rice costs $2.78. We wish in Jamaica we would have that, right? But we don't have that. A customer buys 3 bags of rice. Okay, good night, young DK out. Good night. What you doing? Long time don't hear from you, long time don't see you. So we're not doing sexy maths tonight, we're doing city and guilds maths tonight. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure. All right, so it says a bag of rice costs $2.78. A bag of rice. So when you go to the wholesale or the supermarket and you pick up the bag of rice, it's simply saying to you that the cost for a bag, and the word "a" suggests that you're referring to one bag of rice costs $2.78. So you have to read the questions with understanding, right? Pretend that it's real life question, real life. A customer buys 3 bags of rice. Good. Oh, this exam is tomorrow. Yes, this exam is tomorrow. So we're doing a revision session. We started last night, and we are actually going in our revision session tonight again, our final revision session. All right, good. All right, and we do offer City and Guilds at CDP Labs Edu Services. So if you want to do City and Guilds Maths, or you know anyone who wants to do City and Guilds Maths, you can go to our website and, of course, register for City and Guilds Mathematics. All right, so a bag of rice costs $2.78. A customer buys 3 bags of rice. Now, he pays with a $20 bill. How much change? How much change should he receive? So, of course, one bag is $2.78. Now, some students would add up the $2.78 3 times. One second. Yes. So they would add it up 3 times. This is 3 bags. Or some students would just multiply 2.78 by 3. So either way, take it to get the same response, right? So 3/8, 24. 3/7, 21. Plus 2, that's 23. And 3/2s, 6 plus 2, that's $8.34. All right, $8.34. So let's do that again. So you add, so it's a 3/8, 24. 24 you carry by your 2. 3/7, 21, add your 2, 23. Leave the 3 right there. 3, 2, 6, add your 2, get 8. Good. That's correct, young DK out. Yes, sir. It's a multiplication is consecutive addition. That is correct. Very much correct, sir. So I think our audience need to see that. Right? Yes. So that's correct. So multiplication is consecutive addition. Very good. At least you observe that. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Good. Now, so so the cost for the 3 bags is this. But he gave the cashier $20. He gave the cashier $20. So the cashier now needs to determine the change. You might be saying, but sir, you say, we can't use calculator for a multiple choice exam, but the cashier use a cashier register. But I'm going to ask you a question. What if the cashier should be at work one day and light should go, there's no current, and the cashier has to return to the pencil and paper activity, receipt book. Then they have to carry out the calculation here. So this is one of the reasons why you're doing City and Guilds Maths, because City and Guilds Maths prepare you for the working world. That's what City and Guilds Maths really do. It prepares you for the practical working world, everyday mathematics activities in the working world. So it's a good idea to do city and guess mathematics as well. All right. So let us subtract this now. So 4 from now. That's we have to now carry uh borrow a tenth from this. You have 19 left. And you carry 1 here. You have 9 here. You carry 1 here. So 4 from 10 is 6. 3 from 9 is 6 again. And then 8 from 19 is 11. So the change that you should receive is $11.66, which is right here. All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Young DKO. Young DKO is wishing everyone uh, all the best in the exams tomorrow. All right. Thank you very much for. Could you let them know where you're from, Young DKO? Where exactly are you from? Let them know where you're from, please. All right. So we're going to erase that. So you have the answer for that one already. So we're erasing this. Clean up our board. All right, so everybody can see that we have a fellow Caribbean national, our neighbor. He's from St. Vincent. Thank you very much, sir. All right, so we're going to get rid of this. All right, so let's continue now. All right. Okay, so welcome back to our channel, Keisha. Welcome back. All right, so we're gonna move now to our other question. Trying to move through faster tonight because I know you have to go to bed early. All right, so we're looking at the fraction-based questions now. So we'll be seeing a lot of questions in fractions now. All right. Yeah, good night again, Keisha. All right, so we're gonna go looking back at some fractions. It says, "What is 1/3 of 1,800?" Now, a lot of persons tend to have tend to confuse this, right? A lot of persons tend to confuse this thing here. When it says 1/3 of 1,800, the denominator, which is this number here, and please note this: the denominator tells you how many parts you must divide the whole into. Please remember that. The denominator tells you how many parts you must divide the whole into. So you have 1800, you need to find 1/3 of it. To find 1/3 of it, you have to first divide it into 3 parts, and each part is 1/3 of it. Good. So for example, let's say that this rectangle represents the 1800. So you have to divide that 1800 into 3 parts. And each part is 1/3. That's 1, 2. Each part is 1/3. Good. So they wanted to find what 1/3 is. So therefore, then we know that 3 says 600, and then 600 again, and then 600. So each part is 600. So the answer is A actually. So 1/3 of 1800 is actually 600. All right. Good. So we're going to move on now. Let's get rid of these. All right. So we have that. All right. So we're going to go to other page now. So we'll go to our other page. All right. So we're going to go to our other page, which will take us now to question number 25. More fractions. We're looking at more fractions here. All right. So we're going to go to our other page right now. All right. So at question number 25 right now. Good. So question number 25 is it gives us a bar, and each bar have a different fraction in it. Each section of the bar have a different fraction. So it says which of these fractions have the same value. Now, when they talk about same value, they're referring to equivalent fraction. So we talk about same value. So you have to have a good comprehension of what they're talking about here. Same value. What do you mean by same value? It's really referring to an equivalent fraction. No. Is 1/3 equivalent to 6/8? No, that is not correct. Young DK, no, it's not Jamaica Primary School exam. The Jamaica Primary School exam is referred to as PEP. All right, this is PEP. But for the City and Guilds, it's an exam that can be just like CXC. Is that this exam originates in Europe, in England, or the Cambridge, in the British country. Good. So City and Guilds is a British exam, really, while CSEC is a Caribbean exam. That's the distinction. So the same age group that would have any age group that can do CXC can also do City and Guilds maths. I hope I've answered you, young DK out. All right. So we are saying here that it says what these fractions have is the same value. Good. So talking about equivalent. Now, to find that out, you have to then reduce the fractions. So if you break this, to reduce a fraction, you find what's the largest number that can go into the top number and the number below. So and that number can go into both numbers. Now we know that 2 and 3 can go into 6, but 3 cannot go into 8. But 2 can. So divide the same number by 2. And what you have up here is 2 into 6 goes 3 times, and 2 into 8 goes what? 4 times. Now 1/3 and 3/4 does not have the same value. So they are not the same value. So therefore, you have to try again. Now we have 3/4 here, but we know that 3/6 is a half. Good, right? So therefore, the answer cannot be B. So we're going to move on to C now. Now, if you divide this by 2, you get what? 3. And if you divide this by 2, you get 4. So again, it cannot be this one because 3/6 is a half, but 3/4 is not. Let's go to part D. No, part D is obviously the correct answer because this divided by 2 is 3, this divided by 2 is 4. And see, they are equal, same value. So you have to, the good thing about multiple choice, once you know what you're doing, then it's natural that you'll be able to find the correct answer using the elimination method. All right, good. So let's erase that. All right, so we can go further now. It says an office worker weighs some items for posting. So you know when you go to the post office, where there's going to be like for the international countries, you have DHL or you have FedEx, right? So they go and these companies post materials on behalf of their clientele. True. So it says an office worker weighs some items for posting. Now they weigh 1.5 kilograms, 3 kilograms, and half kilogram. And the question is asking what is the total weight of the items. So if you're asking what's the total weight of the items, so you have to now pay attention to the words being used, total weight of the item. So it suggests the word total here should suggest to you that you're going to what? Add. So obviously you're going to add up everything right here. Now you look for what you can add easily first, right? Now a half, 1.5 plus a half is easy. So it's just like you have, let's say, a full circle and then a half a circle. Good. So let's shade the half and the full circle. But you have another half leaf to add, which is this half. So therefore, the half and the half will give us 1. So 1.5 plus a half will give us what? 2, right? So 1.5 plus the half is actually 2. So the answer then we'll end up with is 2 3/4. Let's see if we find that. There we go. So D is the answer, 2 3/4. Right? Let's go to question number 27 now. So this is more fractions. A lot of persons tend to have a difficulty with fractions, and if you do have a difficulty with fractions, I suggest that you practice some fractions. All right. Now it's a what is 7/8 minus a quarter. This is want to find the difference. Now, if you notice, now we are subtracting two fractions with unlike denominators. So what you need to establish first is to ensure that both denominators are the same. Now, we have a quarter being subtracted from 7/8. Some persons would say use the lowest common multiple. But before you go to the lowest common multiple, you try to find out if one of the denominators is divisible by the other. So is 8 divisible by 4? Yes, 8 is divisible by 4. So once 8 is divisible by 4, you say how many times is 8 divisible by 4? And the answer is 2. So you use that 2 and you multiply the numerator and also the denominator. So now you'll have what? 7/8 minus 2/8. So now they have the same denominator. So now you can subtract. So 2 from 7 is 5. And here is our answer, 5/8. All right? Good. All right. So we're going to move now to question number 28. All right? So we're going to go to question number 28 now. I hope you're understanding so far. Are you understanding so far? Let me know if you're understanding so far. I hope you're understanding so far. I have a little surprise for you guys tonight. Trust me, I have a surprise for you tonight. So if you are smart, you'll stay on to the end because I'm going to give you something to do as well. A little practice won't hurt. So I have something special for you. So don't leave. Stay with me. All right? Okay. Now, so we're going to go now to question number 28 right now. All right. So we're going to go to question number 28. All right. We're going to go to question number 28. That will be all right. So we're now at question number 28 right now. All right. Let's restart that. Okay. So in question number 28, the fraction again, what is the value of 7/10 minus 3/10 plus 1/5? Now, you can either go ahead and make, remember I told you before you try to find the lowest common multiple, you find out if the larger denominator is divisible by the smaller denominator. Oh, the time in the UK is 2 a.m. Thank you for telling us that, young DK out. It's 2 a.m. Well, the time in Jamaica now is, of course, three minutes past 8 by my clock. I know they are way ahead of us, and I would love to cater for them too, but I do cater for them in the summer, like now, all right, with a company by the name of SMS Teach, SMC, sorry, Teach. So I'll be working with them in the summer here. So yes, I have to wake up early in the morning sometimes to teach students in England and in South Africa as well. So I do teach students in South Africa and I do teach students in England. Thank you for letting us know that. All right, so the time in the UK is 2 a.m. I want people to see that. See, that's the time in the UK now, 2 a.m. All right, good. So, to remember now that you have to divide, find out first if the denominator is divisible by the smaller numerator before you go and find the lowest common multiple. All right. So we know that 10 is divisible by 5 how many times? 2 times. So once again, we are going to multiply this by 2, by 2, and now we can safely say that we can say 7 tenths minus 3 tenths plus 2 tenths. So we can say 3 from 7 is 4 tenths plus 2 tenths, and our answer then is 6 tenths. Let's say we find that. All right, so 6 tenths is not there. So if 6 tenths is not there, then all we need to do is to reduce this fraction and see if the reduced fraction is there. So let's go find the largest number that can go into both 6 and 10, and the answer is what? 2. So 2 into 6 goes 3 times, and 2 into 10 goes 5 times. And I'm sure that the answer is there. 3/5. There you go. All right. So let's move on to number 29. Number 29 says, a student receive 6 marks out of 10 in a test. What is this expressed as a percentage? So of course, when you're going to express something as a percentage, you must multiply whatever it is by what? 100. What are we multiplying by 100? The 6 out of 10. So I put over 1. Multiply across, I get 600, and I divide by 10. And the answer here is 60. So the answer is 60%. There we go, 60%. All right, so we're going to question number 30 now. It says, there are 50 pens in a box. 50 pens in a box. 20 have black ink. What percentage of these pens have black ink? Once again, when you're finding percentage, you must multiply whatever it is by 100. So always write that down first. You write it as a fraction. Go to 20 out of the total. The 20 out of it is black. You can do that. I love to multiply across. So it's a 2,000. Oh, I know it's 2,000. You just add the 3 zeros, right? Divided by 50. So you can cancel this with that. 200 divided by 5. So 20 divided by 5 is what? 4. So it's 40. Right? 40%. So that's the answer right there. Good? Much easier, right? All right, so let's go to question number 31. Let's say we can set this up. Good. So a company charges a customer $120 for a repair. So it could be repairing a computer, could be repairing some form of appliances, whatever it is. The company will charge them $120 for a repair. The company offers a discount of 5% for prompt payment. If you pay on time, they are going to be taking off 5% from the actual fee. So young DKO says students read the questions carefully and look at the answer choice carefully before you select. So here we're getting some meaningful advice from young DK. The young DK out is advising our audience. Good night, Carlene. It's a pleasure to have you again, Carlene. It says students read the questions carefully and look at the answer choice carefully before you select. So I love. So I'm very grateful for our dear friend from Saint Vincent who's given us this word of advice, and I think it's actually wise advice actually. So you read the questions carefully and you look at the answer choice carefully before you select. Excellent thing there. All right. So and good night again to you again, Carlene. So it says a company charges a customer $120 for a repair. The company offers a discount of 5% for prompt payment. So if you pay on time, they give you 5%. The question now asks, how much will the discount be? How much will the discount be? So in other words, now they want to know how much money will be taken off from the $120. So you have to now find 5% of it. So you write your 5% as 5 over 100. So the same thing, and multiply it by the total, which is 120. Good. So you put a 120 over 1, you multiply across. So 5 times 10 is 500. 5 times 20 is 100. So 500 plus 100 is 600. And then we divide everything by 100. So the answer here is $6. So the discount is really $6 that they will take off from the $120. All right, good. Let's go to our next question, and that would be question number 32. So it says, what is the 20%? What is 20% of 600? So it's the same thing. So if you recognize all the exam set up now, you have to practice on certain things. So if percentages is your weakness, get some practice for that. If fractions is a weakness, get some practice for that. All right. So here we go now. So 600, so I write over 20 over 100. I'll multiply it by 600. Again, I like to tell my students to multiply across. I don't believe in canceling. All right. So so 6 times 12. 6 times 2 is 12. So I'm multiplying the 6 by the 2, or 6 by the 2, get 12. Then 3 zeros, 1, 2, 3. Divide this by 100. And of course, it's like that. So the answer is 120. So D is our answer right here. All right. So we're going to now move to our other set of questions. That is correct, young DKQ. So young DKQ is saying that students usually mix up how much he gained, right? So we can't mix them up. And that is why, as young DK out says before, that we must read the questions carefully before you make your choice. And here he's making another point again that you should not try not to mix up what the question is saying. Try to get the meaning or the understanding from the question. Ask yourself, what does this mean before you try to select any answers? Thank you again for that word of advice. All right. So we're going to move now to another set of questions. All right. So we're trying to go as fast as we can tonight so you can go to bed early. All right. So we're now going to 706. All right. So we're now going to question number 33. No, this is a very tricky question. Very tricky question. I have to pay very close attention. So even though City and gives this multiple choice, ain't that easy. Ain't that easy. It's a valuable exam. It's not that easy. You cannot use calculators. Can you imagine that? All right. The true test of mathematics is multiple choice as well. Now, which of the following has the highest value? The highest value. All right. So, young DKQ is saying that he says, I learned these things from looking at your CXC videos. Thank you very much, young DK out. He has said to us that he has learned these things from looking at my CXC videos. Thank you very much for that compliment. I do appreciate that. And of course, other viewers, you can, once you subscribe to our channel, you'll get more. We have more CXC videos coming out, and you're going to be so interested in these CXC videos because CXC is moving to what we call competency-based exams, and we as CDP Labs Services are preparing our students for that in this academic year to ensure that you are competent in what you're doing. So I do say thanks for this comment, sir. All right. So which of the following has the highest value? Now, good question. Good question. So of course, you have to write each of them as a fraction. I would suggest that you do that. All right. Now, I'll write the 65% as a fraction, and that's by writing over 100. Then I write the 3/4, which is already as a fraction. And I can turn the 3/4 denominator as 100. I can do that. I'm going to show you how. I can write a 70 over 100, which is the same thing. And I can write 3 over 5. Now I can turn the 3/4 and the 3/5 having the same denominator as the others, which is much more easier to do so. Right? And this requires a lot of thinking, right? A lot of thinking. So to turn the 3/4 to have the denominator to be 100, you simply find how many times is 100 divisible by 4 and 100 divisible by 5. So 100 is divisible by 4 25 times. So you multiply, of course, both numbers here by 25. So what you end up getting is 75 over 100. So we recognize now that so far that this one has the highest value. Now we can turn this because 100 is divisible by 5 20 times, so you multiply the top number by 20, and of course the denominator by 20 as well. So 3 times 20 is 60 over 100. So clearly the 3/4 has the highest value, and the answer there is E. 34. What is 3/5 as a decimal fraction? Now, the easiest way to get it as a decimal fraction, I'm just showing you the easiest way. You can multiply, you can make the denominator become 100. So you find out how many times 5 can go into 100, which is 20. You multiply that by that, and you end up with 60 over 100. So technically, you can now divide this 60 by 100 by moving the point from here, can it here, you end up with 0.60. Good? Or 0.6. All right? So there we have it. So either 0.60 or 0.6. So to the nearest tenth, the answer is 0.6. All right? Good. All right. So let's move on to 35. What is 70 over 100 as a decimal fraction? So you reduce this, and by reducing, divide by the largest number that can go into 70 and 100, and that would be 10 actually. So this is 7/10. And you move the decimal point one place. So your answer is 0.7. Here it is. The answer is B. 36 now. A car has traveled 16,813 kilometers. So now we're going to approximation now. We're learning about approximation now. Good. So once you can identify which topic is a question based on, that's a good sign. So you must try to identify which topic is the question based on. This is based on approximation. So round this number to the nearest thousand. Well, of course, you look for the digit in the thousand section, which is 60, which is 6. And the number that comes after it is 8. And if the number that comes after it is equal to 5 or greater than 5, you add 1 to it. So add 1 to this, so it becomes 17,000. So the answer is D. The next question. A saver has $3,192.25 in the bank. I hope you're a good saver, right? Round this amount to the nearest dollar. The nearest dollar. But the nearest dollar is evidently 2 is the nearest dollar. Good. So our answer then, because the number that comes after this 2 is less than 5, therefore we cannot add anything to it. So it must remain to $3,192. This is the nearest dollar. All right. Let's continue. No. So I finished with the approximation. We are still in approximation, but this time we're writing the numbers into what? Decimal places this time. Good. So the question says now 22.916 written correct to 2 decimal places. Please note it is already at 3 decimal places. So you have to find out where the 9 at the first 1 decimal place, this one's at 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place. Notice that 2 decimal places. So you draw your line after the second decimal place. If the number that comes after the line is equal to 5 or greater than 5, you add 1 to the number before. So it would be then 22.92. So the answer is C. All right. So we're running through these questions, and of course, this was the 38th question. So of course, we have gone 18 questions so far. All right. Okay. So let's move now to our other question. We're wrapping up this session quite easily. All right. So I hope you are learning so far from this. If you like what you're experiencing, if you are following and you're understanding, then of course you can click the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed, I ask that you subscribe. And that is how you pay for this session, by subscription. All right. Let's move on to our other set of questions. We're going up to question number 43 right now. So we're going to 39. Our next question is at question number 39. Let's look at that one now. So that would be 707. All right. So we're now at question number 39. It says 57.137 written correct to 1 decimal place. Again, you'll count. There are 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places. So there's 1 in the first. So you put your line after the first decimal place because it says 1. So if it's 1 decimal place, the number after the line is less than 5. Therefore, you let it stay as 1. You don't add anything nor subtract anything. So that's going to be 57.1. Right? So this is the answer right here. Let's move now to question number 40. It says a map has a scale of 10 centimeter represents 20 kilometers. So a map has a scale of 10 centimeter and represents 20 kilometers. The distance between the 2 places is 4 centimeter. All right. What is the actual distance between the two places? And taking the advice from young DK out, you have to read the questions carefully. Good night, Sharon Johnson. Good night. You're late a bit, but good night and welcome back to CDP Labs Video Services. All right, and if you have missed anything, then you know you can always watch the video from the beginning, go again. All right, so I see a question from Young DKO. It says, "Sir, do you know?" Uh, Let me put on my glasses so I can see that. Oh, do you know Kemet Martial Academy? No, I'm not sure where that school is. Young DKO. You could tell me where that school is. So I'm not really sure where that school is actually. So you could tell me about it. All right. So it says now. So we're going back to our question. It says a map has a scale of 10 centimeter, or a map has a scale of 10 centimeter represents 20 kilometers. And what this means that for every 10 centimeters, it is 20 kilometers. So for every 10 centimeters, it is 20 kilometers. Good. So the distance between the two places is 4 centimeters. So they want to say, what is the actual distance between the two places? Right. No. So in order to find the you if you are given a ratio, so for every 10, it's 20. So you can find out what the ratio is. And of course, the ratio is obviously what? 1 to 2. So for every 1 centimeter, it's 2 kilometers. That's what it's actually saying. For every 1 centimeter, it's 2 kilometers. So we are getting a ratio in this. Now, uh, okay, young Leaky, it's a YouTube channel of a teacher in Jamaica. All right, thank you for informing me of that. But I'm not sure who that person is. All right, because remember, I work with CDP Labs at the Services. I'm also a teacher at Holy Trinity High School, and I also teach with SMSC in England. All right, okay, so here we are now. So we're using ratio right here. Now, at CDP Labs at the Services, and I just saying to you just in case you might know persons who are looking around for a school that helps them to perform very well, if those students are disciplined and willing to perform. Now, we train our students to think because you have to train your mind to think a certain way. So you might be saying, how does sir know that this question is based on ratio? That is the dream and the hope of CDP Library Services, to get all our students to think like that. And that's what we're working towards. And we ask that you support CDP Library Service by registering so we can get the number of students, get the number of teachers, so our teachers can focus on a class of students and get them to the level where any exam they're doing, they are able to breeze through it and perform at their best. That's what we're about. Getting the student to think critically, get the students to communicate, get the students to be able to create, and get that student to be very successful. That's the aim of CDP Labs Edu Services. All right. So the ratio is saying that for 1 centimeter, it's 2 kilometers. So the distance between the two, note distance between the two places. So they actually told that the distance between the two places is actually 4 centimeters, but they want the actual distance, which is in kilometers. So if the ratio is 10 to 20, and we broke it down to the simplest ratio, which is 1 to 2, it simply says that 1 centimeter is 2 kilometers. So if you found it for 1, you can find it for what? 4. So obviously, the answer is 8 kilometers. There you got it. 8 kilometers is the answer for that. So you have to reason out the question carefully, read it carefully, read it slowly. The slower you read it, the better the understanding. Just think, pray about it. God will answer your prayers. Let's move to our other question. It says a man wants to draw a wall and a plan. The scale on the plan is 1 to 50. The wall is 10 meters long. What is the length of the wall on the plan? All right. No. So the difference between this one and the other one, they are using a more smaller unit. Now, if you notice that the choices are given into what? Centimeters. Now, so the 50 here is the bigger unit. Well, okay. So it could be saying that, well, let's look at it. So the scale on the plan is 1 to 50. The wall is 10-meter long. Now, could it be saying to us that for every, we have to really think about it. Is it saying to us that for every 1 centimeter represents 50 meters? Could it be saying that? Maybe not. And we're experimenting right here. So if we want 10 meters, then the answer therefore would be what now? We need to find x, right? So 1 times 10 divided by 50. So this would not obviously work. So nothing is wrong with experimenting. Let's try it another way now. And nothing is wrong with trial and error. All right, so you can make mistakes. You feel free to make mistakes. Even the best math student or math teacher makes mistakes. All right, we're working with the brain. Good. All right, so let's now try the other way now. So we're going to say 1 meter then. 1 meter. For every 1 meter, it's 50 centimeters. That's why it makes more sense, right? Good. So we want for 10 meters. And that is 10 times 50. Give us 500. Simple. All right? 500 centimeters on the plan. All right. Good. All right. So that's correct right there. All right. So that's good. All right. All right. So let's move on. Now, a cook uses 2 eggs. So you see, City and Guilds touches various different careers, as you can see. So now the question that person normally asks, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this in the real world? Here it is. Now you're seeing the different skills, different knowledge is required to perform at your best in your job in the real world. So we looked at an architect who draws a plan. Mathematics is there. Now we're now looking at somebody who works as a chef in the kitchen. So here we go. A cook uses 2 eggs to make 24 small cakes. How many eggs would she use to make 48 small cakes? So here we're looking at ratio. So a lot of ratios now being used right here. So 2 to 24. Good. Now, so 2 eggs would make 24 small cakes. How many eggs she used to make 48 small cakes? So we can break this ratio down. It is 1 to 12. So it takes 1 egg to make 12 small cakes. So we want to find how much of 48. The answer is 4. Good. So the answer is 4. Get it? So if 1 to 12, if you want to prove the answer is 4, you could do something like this. 1 to 12, another 1 to 12 again, another 1 to 12 again, another 1 to 12 again. They add up everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 is 48. So there you go. 4 eggs to 48 small cakes? The answer then is 4. All right, so moving on further now. Now, so we have covered ratio, we have covered fractions, we have covered percentages, we have covered decimals, and now we're now going to the big leagues now. This is going to look at now. So we're now looking at statistics, the statistical terms that are used in mathematics. So it says a shop owner records the number of customers each day. And this is real. Now, if you want to know, you know, this is a good idea. A very good idea. Trust me, a very good idea. If you want to know which day in the week is the best day in the week, then it will be smart enough, like the shop owner, to in fact record how many customers you get per day. So you know which day you might be making the most money. Good. Now, if we as YouTube teachers want to find out which day of the week most persons come to YouTube, then we look at the viewership during the live and say, okay, on a Monday, we got this number of live persons viewing. On a Tuesday, this number of persons that. So persons who do marketing as well, market research, use statistics. So you're talking about math in real life. Statistics is used on a wide cross section of careers, such as in the business world, as in marketing. Right? Good. So it says a shop owner here records the number of customers each day for 5 days. So day 1, 69, day 2, 73, day 2, 72, day 4, 73, and day 5, 68. So the question now is being asked, what was the mean average number of customers? So you're talking about the mean average. So here's the question now. How do we find the mean average? Well, total divided by how many days? How many days? How many days? So you have to add up everything here to get the total. So you could add on your calculator while I add for myself as well. So we're adding 69 plus 73 plus 72 plus 73 again plus 68. So the total will be 355. Good? The total will be 355. So we have 355. So we'll add up everything here. We have 355. Then now we have to divide by the total number of days, which is 5. So of course, 5 into 35 is 7 times. And 5 into 5 goes 1 time. So that's actually 71 times. So the answer is 71. You might be saying, so sorry, that's so quick. All right? Because you can easily say 5 into 35. You break the number up into manageable parts. So when you're doing division, it is always best to break your numbers up into manageable parts. So you can say 35 divided by 5 is obviously 7. And 5 into 5 is obviously 1. So 71. Good? All right. So the answer is B. All right. So we have gone all the way to 43. So now we're going to move now to another set of questions. All right. Now, I sincerely hope that you are learning from this experience. You might be saying, wow, he's in his glasses now. Yes. All right. So you might be saying you're learning from, I hope you're learning actually from this experience. And if you are learning from this experience, I'm going to ask you to click on the like button. If you are new to CDP Library Services, subscribe to our channel. Now, if you want to get more deeper teaching for certain topics, then of course you can register with CDP Library Services. Yours truly will teach you mathematics. How about that? All right, so you could go to our website, www.cdplibraryservices, You look along our banner that is scrolling, and you see our website address www.cdplabseduservices.com. We look forward to have you registered with CDP Labs Edu Services. Let's go to our other set of questions now. And this set of questions will take us to as far as 47. Basically, we're almost finished. So you can go to your bed early in the night. All right, so let's go. All right, so we're now at question number 44, and we're still in the statistics zone. So remember, I said I have something special to give you. All right, I have something, a special activity to give you. Okay, so don't leave us yet. I have something to give you. Yes, I do. All right, a group of students take a test. Yeah, their scores are 5, 8, 5, 5, 7, 7, 5, 4, 9, and 5. What is the mean average of the scores? So you can see now, you can know what are some of the topics that you need to practice on if you're having some problems here. And if you have a problem understanding how to find the mean average, then I would advise you to go and practice. And I'm going to give you some practice before I leave tonight. I am going to give you some practice. Yes, I'm going to give you some practice. So look out for these practice questions at the end of me going through these questions. All right? Good. I have something special for you, didn't I tell you? Yes, I do. All right. So now, since it's a group of students take a test, their scores are 5, 8, 5, 5, 7, 7, 5. Blah, blah, blah. What is the mean average of the scores? Once again, you add up everything and you divide it by the number of students. Let's see if the number of students are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, there's an easy way to do this. Let's look at this way. Look at the easy way. So we have 5 as a number. How many times do we have 5 out there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 5, that's 25. We have 8, 1 time, 8 ones. We have 7, 2 times. So 7 times 2, 14. So less numbers to add. See that? Less numbers to add. Then we have 5 here. We have 4 ones. Less numbers to add. Then we have 9 ones. Less numbers to add. See? Less numbers to add. So we look for it now. So we have 4 and 4 is 8. And 8 and 8 is 16. And 16 and 5 is what? 21. And 9 is 30. So we're 0 here. Take our 3 over this side. 3 and 2, 5 and 1, 6. So we have 60 is the total. We're going to divide that 60 now by how many students? Let's count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the mean average then, so divide it by 10. It's supposed to be 10. Let's kind of erase this. We erase that. This is 10. So divide it by 10. And therefore, answer is 6. So C is the correct answer right here. Good? All right, so we're going to move on to our other question now. So remember, we're in the statistics part of City and Guilds questions. The table shows the number of hours a student slept last week. So, on Sunday, the student slept for 8 hours. On Monday, slept for 6 hours. On Tuesday, 8 hours again. Wednesday, 7 hours. Thursday, 9 hours. And Friday, 7 hours. And the last day of the week, they slept for 10 hours. That's significant, isn't it? And imagine that. They rest longer on the Sabbath day. Now, what is the range of these hours? Now, we'll talk about range. How do we find the range? So remember now, just recapping a little bit, how to find the mean average is that you add up everything and divide it by the total number of what you added. How that sound? That sound like makes sense to you? All right, I heard it. I think you said yes, right? Good. So the range. To find the range, you have to first look for the highest number. And the highest number is 10. Then now you look for the lowest number and put your minus sign. The lowest number is 6. So the range is the difference between the highest number and the lowest number, and therefore that is 4 hours. Here goes your answer over there. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so we're finished with statistics in right there. Now, so we're going to question number 46, and I want you to pay close attention to question number 46. The selling price of an item is S for selling, which is equal to C for cost, plus P for profit. So they told you how to find the selling price. They actually told you. All right. Now, what is the selling price when the profit is $1.50 and the cost of production is $1.76? So they basically give you the answer right here. So all you have to do is to follow the steps. So $1.76 plus the $1.50, which is the profit. Let me erase that. Plus the $1.50. So we have 6, 5 and 7, 12. That's $3.26. There you go. The answer is C. All right. Let's go to 47 now. So this is an algebra question. Now, in the algebra questions, I normally tell my students to read it a certain way. Now, this expression 3a actually means a plus a plus a. So you must ask yourself the question, this expression here plus 6 give me 18. So the question is asking what number when added to 6 gives me 18. I think you said 12. Did you say 12? I know you said 12. So therefore you could say 3a then is equal to 12. Now they want us to find the value of a. So but then you need to know what the expression 3a means. You could either write it as a plus a plus a. Now a plus a means you're adding the same number each time. So what number when added 3 times will give me 12? Or 3 times what number will give me 12? So the answer is 4. Teacher. All right. Okay. So we have gone through to 47 questions out of 60. We started at say 20. So basically we covered 27 questions tonight. Now, I'm going to give you some practice questions. All right? We'll give you some practice questions. But before I give you these practice questions to do tonight, I just want to say a special thanks to those persons who, was faithful tonight to come to the live tonight. Just want to say a special thanks to you for coming. And for those persons who have been interacting in the chat, I must say a special thanks to you as well. Thanks to DK out from St. Vincent. It's always with us, always a faithful YouTube viewer for our channel. And I must say thanks to our newest viewers, Nikisha Howell and Carly James, and of course, Sharon Johnson. I really do appreciate you make the class interactive because CDP Labs and the services is all about being interactive. Good? It's an interactive session. Very interactive session. All right. So I'm going to look for some practice questions to give you now. I'm going to share the link in the chat and you can do it. All right. We're going to look on that now. All right. We normally have an exciting game. Let me see if I should go to the game. Let's see if I should go to the game thingy. And let's go to the game thingy first. We're going to go to our game thingy first. And let's go to our game thingy. I'm going to put a link in the chat and have you get ready to come into this thing. Let's see if I can start it. Let me find our game. So I remember I told you I have something excited for you. It's been a while since we had this excitement. All right. So we're gonna go into our thingy now. All right. So look for a quiz for you, so you can start the quiz and get some stuff going. Right. All right. It's a quiz. All right. So. All right. So we're gonna look for the quiz. Right, so we're going to look for fractions. Multiple choice quiz. So we're going to look for the game, so we can find it quickly. We're going to try and see if we can sort this thing out. We're coming up with your game, so let's give us time to be ready for your game. Just a few questions, nothing difficult. Something you can manage. Looking for a quiz to give you now. All right, so here we have it. So I'm coming. So I have a little quiz for you. All right, little quiz for you. And I know you'll be able to do very well on this quiz. Trust me on that. We're going to see who will be the winner tonight for this quiz. Who will win the competition tonight? Who will win tonight? I really want to see my winners tonight and see who will do very well tonight as our winners. All right, so we have 12 questions for you tonight, and I'm quite sure that we will have a winner. Trust me, we'll have a winner tonight. We definitely will have a winner tonight. 12 questions. All right. All right, so now we're ready to go live with our quiz. I'm going to send the links in the chat, so look out in the chat for the link. I'm going to send a link in the chat now. So I'm going to be sending the link in the chat right now. So we're going to send the link in the chat right now. So we're going to send you the link so you can get the link in the chat. So I'm going to put a link in the chat so you can participate in our quiz tonight. So there's the link. So you click on the link in the chat. Click on the link in the chat so we can start the game. So you just click on the link in the chat to start the game. It's just 12 questions and to see who will be the winner tonight. So click on the link in the chat to start the game. So we're waiting. So we have one person on already. And that's Nick. Very good. Waiting for others to come on. So we have Nick. At least 3 persons. As much persons can come on tonight. So we have 1 person on so far. Just click on the link in the chat so you can start the game. Just waiting. We will have 1 person. Only Nick alone going to compete. Only Nick alone. Just click on the link in the chat so we can get the competition going. So we have 1 person so far who has joined already. All right, so we're waiting to start the game. So we have Nick already started. All right, so we're going to start in any minutes now. Click on the link to join. We have 1 person. We have 1 person already. We have 1 person. I don't want to click the start button yet. Waiting for at least 2 more or 3 more. So we have Nick already. Who's coming next? What about Carly? What about Sherry and Johnson? Come on, join the competition. This is one of the nicest parts of CDP Labs and Services Live. We want our participants to join us. Come on. So I'm going to click on the start button. You can still join us now. You can still join us. You can still join us. You can still join us on the game. All right. So Nick has 5 points already. Has 950 points. Only have 1 competitor. Come on. Let's click on the link in the chat. Click on the link in the chat. Click on the link in the chat right there. You can still join. These are the questions that are being asked. These are the questions. No Nobody's not joining. Right, so see Nick competing. Don't be afraid to join. Alright, Carly, you have to click on the link. I'll give the link again. And there's the link, Carly. You have to click on the link. You have to click on the link in the chat to join us in the quiz. There you go. If they ask you for the code, it's 855502. Click on the link in the chat. Alright, so look at the top of the chat, you will see the link. Look at the top of the chat, you will see the link. Look at the top of the chat, you see the link. So we have 20 points. These are some practice questions for you right here. 2 6 plus a third. 5 8 plus 2 6. 5 6 minus 3 fifths. 12 and a half plus 3 and 3 eighths. That's a multiple choice question. Name the fraction. Name the fraction. All right. So we'll have have one competitor tonight. Normally we would have more than one competitor. We have several competitors, but I believe next time we come on our game show, they will have more competitors. All right. So we'll be having our game shows for our current students, for our registered students. We'll have our game show with them, preparing for the January 23 exam and the June 23 exams. So we go live when we're doing our game show and so forth, right? Wow. You can still join. You can still try and join by clicking the link at the top. So the next competitor, we can determine who can top the score, and the highest score is 5,270 thus far. We don't know who will top the score next time. So Nick, our only competitor tonight, still give thanks. I wish that more persons would have competed and get the practice, but still wish you all the best tomorrow in your exams. May God go with you. And thank you for making it CDP Labs of your services tonight. I hope that last night and tonight will have been helpful to you. If it was helpful, you can leave a comment in the chat. Let us know if it was helpful. And if you like this channel, this session, please click the like button if you have not yet. So Nick, congratulations. You have gotten 67%. Well, it needs to be much higher than that, though. Alright, so we only had one competitor in this event. Alright, so we could look at the questions that Nick got incorrect. Alright. The question number 1 was incorrect. A few incorrect questions there. So let's look at the questions that. So Nikisha, were you the one competing, Nikisha? Nikisha, were you the one competing? Let me know if you were the one competing, Nikisha. All right. So we see. All right. So we're going to be looking at the questions that. Oh, so Nikisha got on. All right, Nikisha, you need to tell Carlene who you got on. Carlene didn't get to go on. Well, very good. Good job, Nikisha. Welcome. Excellent job. All right. And we ask that you share our channel with your friends. Ask them to subscribe, of course. Because we want to be able to reach out to more persons and really give them assistance. And we did our game show. Oh, you just shortened your name. Okay, all right, no problem. Very good, Nikisha. Good job. All right. So we'll look at the questions that you got incorrect. All right. So you got this one incorrect. Good. Now, what you should have right for this one here, for this one, it's supposed to be um, 2/6. Oh, Caroline is a friend. Okay, thank you for inviting Caroline Nikisha. All right, a friend tell a friend. Thank you very much. All right, so it's 2/6 plus a third. So what you needed to do in this case is simply write the answer as a fraction. So you were to change 1/3 where it would have the same denominator. But you both have exams tomorrow. Okay, I understand. Well, I really wish you guys all the best, and I know that you pray tonight, of course, and God will answer your prayers. And I wish God's blessings upon you both and all students who are doing the exams tomorrow. All right, good. And I must say once again, on behalf of CDP Labs and Services, thank you very much for stopping by and participating in what we have to offer tonight. All right. Good. So 2/6 plus 1/3 would have been this. All right. So you'd have to basically this will become 2/6, which will become 4/6. So you must divide now 4 by 6. So 4 divided by 6. Oh, you should have leave it to one decimal place and your answer would have been correct, which would have been 0.7. All right, so that's probably why they gave it to you wrong. It should be one decimal, or three decimal places actually, 0.66. So let's go to the next one. All right, so you got that correct. Let's see. And you got this one incorrect. Let's look at this one here. So here's our answer, 15.88. So of course you have added the 12 to the 3, you get the 15. And then now you turn the half into eighths, and it'll be 4/8. You're welcome, Carleen. So it'll be 7/8. So you convert the 7/8 to decimals, and you've gotten your answer right there as well. All right. So, those. Now you should name the fraction. If you're naming the fraction, you have to first count the number of parts. So if you're naming the fraction, you have to count the number of parts right here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 7/8 is in fact was shaded. You circled 1/7. So it can't be 1/7 because you have to total the total number of parts that the shape was divided into. Good. So it's divided into 8 parts, but 7 out of the 8 was shaded. All right. So that's where you went wrong right there. Good. All right. And then let's look at this one, another fill in the blank. All right. Basically, so we could call it that for tonight. All right. So as I said before, just want to wish you guys all the best tomorrow, and that you will be successful in your exams. And I said before, what will be good to do, what will be good to do tonight, what will be good for you to do tonight as well is to pray. Read a book, read a proverb, and just give the rest of the night to God. And give him at least half an hour of your time, and you go and sleep. And trust me, God will answer your prayers tonight. Before I leave, I just want to share a bit of inspiration just to let you know the power of prayer. Now, there's this great Black American doctor. All right, Nikisha, thank you very much. We'll have that language teachers ready to teach you. All right, looking forward for you to register with us. So you go to the website to register. All right, just to do the application so you can be contacted. All right, by a member from CDP Labs and Services. All right, but I want to give you a little inspiration to show you the power of prayer. There's this black American doctor, and you know him by name. Is Dr. Benjamin Carson. Some of you might know about Dr. Benjamin Carson. Is affectionately called Ben Carson. Now, Ben Carson was in fact running for president of the United States of America during the time when Trump was first running for president. So, Dr. Benjamin Carson is not a fictitious character, he's a real person. Now, when he was in the university studying, he had an issue with chemistry and he prayed. He prayed the night before the exams. And Ben Carson said in his book, oh, you know him, Nikisha, of course. Right, he's a mentor. Yeah. So the Dr. Benjamin Carson prayed, and in his dream, he had a teacher teaching him chemistry. When he went back to the exam, the very thing that he was taught in his dream came on the exams. That's the power of prayer. So I leave with you tonight that you pray and you ask God to help you to be ready for your exams tomorrow. It's not about Mr. Bernard. It's not about CDP Labs or services. We're just stewards working on behalf of God. But let God work through you to give His name glory that you will be successful in your exams tomorrow morning or afternoon. So I leave with you God's blessings. Take care. And once again, thank you for making it CDP Labs Edu Services. Good night. You're welcome, Carleen.